At the outset, I would like to once again extend an extremely warm welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Rajeshwar Tiwari ji, our Special Chief Secretary, Environment, Forest, Science and Technology, Government of Telangana, a very thinking officer and a far-sighted gentleman, and it's really a big honor and privilege to have you with us, sir. We are also privileged to have as our guest of honor and special guest, Shri Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, Director of Aurobindo Pharma. We were discussing a few minutes back his passion also in nature and his deep interest into forests. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir. Also, we are privileged to have our very own past chairman, Mr. AVPS Chakravarti, who brings us great honor by being the first global ambassador of the World Packaging Organization. Very, very honored to have you with us, sir. Dr. Tanveer Alam is the officiating director for the Indian Institute of Packaging, and we are very happy to have you here. Thank you for coming this morning. Dr. Gaurav Madhu, our own Joint Director for Indian Institute of Packaging. It's his first program and you're doing fabulously well, sir. I see in the audience our immediate past Director, Madhav Chakravarti ji. Thanks for coming. And a warm welcome to all the board members of IIP Hyderabad, as also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up absolutely on time, belying all the Hyderabadi style of turning up fashionably 45 minutes late. So thank you for coming on time, and please give yourselves a big round of applause. So the theme for this very exciting day is recycling and sustainability of packing materials, facts, myths, and way forward. The facts, myths, are a combination of what we are seeing in today's larger ecosystem. I am involved in quite a bit of this debate globally, being part of a global company with a very large footprint in 47 countries with 178 plants. We take our responsibility to be a responsible company quite seriously. And this leads me to also participate in many debates, discussions world over. But for those who know less about IIP, Indian Institute of Packaging is an autonomous body of the Government of India under the Ministry of Commerce. So we are a knowledge institute and quite unique that we collaborate and work with a model of government and industry participating very closely together. We have a history of over 60 years, and we have over 2,500 alumni in extremely well-placed positions all over the world. We have 300 graduates coming out roughly every year, and we are proud to say that we have 100% placement record year after year for the last 10 years. So our group of Indian Institute of Packaging is neither a special interest group nor with an agenda. We are part of the government, and as you can see from the sponsors, I was just pointing it out to Mr. Tiwari. One is a paper company, the other is pharma, the third is glass, and the fourth is plastics packaging. It's as diverse as it can get. With this background, before I talk about sustainability, recycling, these are solutions to a problem. But where lies the problem? Is this problem of packaging, or is it problem of plastics, or what is it? There is a Sanskrit term, ati sarvatra varjayet. The excess of anything is bad. We, as society, have chosen greed over need, and we consume excessively of everything around us. Plastics, which is in big limelight, is just one element. Moving away from packaging, you will be surprised to know that the world uses 10 billion tons of concrete per year. That's 1.25 tons per person, assuming 8 billion as the population. And That means that in today's lifespan of 70 years, a person leaves behind 85 tons of concrete, and this will move to 100 tons of concrete. And I was discussing with one of the gentlemen from this sustainable world at a global platform, and he says, Vagish, if you pave 100 millimeter around the crust of the world, there would be not 1 inch left to even plant a tree. So, we may solve the crisis of packaging, we may solve recycling, but if we continue to build at a crazy breakneck speed, we will still demolish ourselves. And then, with every problem lies narrow interests. So, if there is a that's why the myth versus the facts. It is a fact that there are gyros in the ocean which are hurting life of marine life. It is truth that a lot of very thin bags hurt our animal kingdom. These are facts. It is a fact that straws have been found to be engulfed into tortoises, reducing their 150-year life to 15 months at times. And pathetic pictures of animals embroiled with fishing nets and various things. So do we stop fishing? We have stopped some things which are easy, low-hanging fruits like thin bags. We can do without those. But what do we do without and what do we do with is the question. Let's take some extreme views. Let's ban plastics completely. The entire world of billions of tons of plastic stopped. What would it mean? If we convert everything to paper, there would be not a single tree left. If we convert to glass, just the temperature differential will, I'm told by experts in a scientific conference, would lead the temperature of the world to go up by 6 degrees, which means 95% of the world's life would be unsustainable. So in effect, we would probably have successfully managed to ban plastics, but we'll actually end up killing ourselves. If we move to metals, forget the costs, but we would mine the earth away. So the solution, as recently been highlighted by more than one person, is to consume sensibly. And we are all responsible. And I'm really believing that our future is not so dull because the younger people tend to be far more sensible by consuming less. They are moving towards a shared economy. They don't mind wearing the same jeans for 7 days. The office culture is no longer fraught with what do I wear tomorrow. And this simplicity is getting more and more ingrained in the younger people, and this, I believe, is the start of hope. Coming back from the philosophic conscript, so there are no easy solutions, and yet we have to attack this. So if we were to say that somebody took an overdose of medicines, and consequently we will ban pharmaceutical business, it would be obviously quite suicidal. At the same time, if we say, by the way, not many people may be aware that we consume and discard about $30 billion worth of hardware a year. And there's 5 million tons of plastics landfilled currently with 1% recycling of what we call as hardware waste. And I have presented this in government forums that because we don't see a computer thrown on the road, it doesn't mean that it is not thrown. And unlike a plastic wrap or a plastic bottle or a metal can, these products are inert, they don't leach, they don't kill human beings. You dump a computer with all the coatings, all the poisonous elements, the water table gets impacted, not in hundreds of years, in matter of months. And the people in that area are impacted negatively, health-wise. And we kill our children, we maim our families by dumping computers. So why is nobody talking about e-waste with the same ferocity of banning a plastic tube? Because this is not a global problem. What we hear, we tend to echo. I'm being a little bit self-critical here. In US, nobody talks about e-waste. In Europe, where I am there every month, nobody talks about e-waste because they have come to solutions. 99% of the e-waste is recycled. They will not allow, it's a criminal offense to throw a computer in landfill in North America, you would go to jail. And they have solved this. We haven't even started to scratch the surface, and we want to solve the problem beyond the 92% in PET and 66% of the recycling that we have in plastics, which, by the way, is the highest in the world, ahead of Norway at 84. US does 16%, so we adopt their problem, and we say this is our problem. In my personal view, this is our problem, and we need to solve this, but we also need to solve e-waste. We also need to solve bio-waste, which is thrown on the roads.